Coach, it's never fun having injuries, but on a positive note, can you speak to the value of having players like Aaliyah Edwards and Nika Mule get so much playing time?
Yeah. Anytime there's an injury, obviously, it opens up an opportunity for someone to step up and fill that void. And in our case, it happens to be freshmen. So, I've got tremendous confidence in both of them. Aaliyah, how hard she works. You saw her work on the boards, and what she does running the floor. And she's just a big physical presence for us. And Nika's getting more and more comfortable every game that she plays. The more minutes she plays, the better she looks. And she's shooting the ball with so much confidence. So it felt good. It felt good to see them have that much success.
Meanwhile, Paige Beckers goes and gets a career-high 32 points. Were you pleased to see her stay in attack mode?
Yeah, there obviously was an opportunity there for whenever you're not at full strength and there's shots missing from the lineup, and Avina didn't particularly have a great shooting day. I thought Paige took advantage of most of the opportunities that came her way. Paige she's good at finding those opportunities, and she's just as good at taking advantage of them.
In a typical year, this might not mean as much, but you reached that 13th game to be eligible for the NCAA tournament this year. Is that a big relief for you?
Yeah. I mean, I had said earlier this season, it may be real easy to pick the teams that are in the NCAA tournament. Just pick how many teams get to 13. So we're one of them. So I hope they have us on the list. And then from there, we've got a tough stretch coming up right here in February. With what's coming up, it'll probably be our toughest stretch so far. At Marquette, and then South Carolina, and then Seton Hall. So you got 3 NCAA tournament teams probably. Not easy. And then, we've got a bunch right after that. There's no stopping for taking a breath. I think we've got 9 or 11. I think we may have 11, something like that, games where we only have one day to get ready for those games. So getting everybody healthy is going to be priority number 1.
Thank you.
Doug Bundraw, you want to go ahead?
Hey, Geno, with Kristen, is that more of a precautionary thing, or how long do you expect her to be sidelined with that?
I have no idea. She tweaked it a little bit today at shoot around, and I had no idea she wasn't going to play until it showed up here for the game, and it, she said she couldn't go on it. So I guess we'll know more tomorrow.
And also, you've had a few injuries pile up here. I mean, some of that just misfortune, or do you think, anything with the kind of disjointed season here, do you think that plays into it at all, or?
I don't know. I mean, it's just part of basketball. It happens every year. Are there more this year than past years around the country? I don't know. I haven't checked. They all seem to be of a, knock on wood, manageable, but just takes time. Maybe too many stops and goes, too many, not sure when our next game is. I don't know. Or just bad luck. I can't put my finger on it.
Carl, you want to go ahead?
Geno, I want to follow something you talked about the other day about the effort of your freshmen. As far as being a hardworking group, where do they rate among, the kids you've had over 35 years? I don't know where you put them talent-wise, but as far as work effort and teaching that work effort, it seems like they've had it all along.
Going by the new world that we live in today, the new basketball world that we live in today, these guys are regular John Havliceks, when you're going by, what you see out there, and the how the play is just so vanilla like this, trying to up the intensity level to a, what I call it, to a Connecticut level is not the easiest thing in the world. And the younger you are, the more difficult it is most times. But Aaliyah has it, Nika has it. Mir can have it at times when she, when she's got it going. So for sure, they have it, and Paige, she has it in a different way. So where do they stack up among a bunch of other freshmen? Hard to say. But in today's world, where you're great because you're great, they're great.
How is Aubrey?
Aubrey banged her knee, so she gave it a shot, but she just couldn't move on it. And like I said, those are weird things, right? Somebody bangs knees, and just weird things. And hopefully with a day off tomorrow, or a day between games, we'll be fine.
Thank you.
Alexa?
Hey, Geno. Carl and I think we might have found the last time you started three freshmen, and it was back in 1998. I don't know if you remember, but I'm just curious, what were your thoughts going into the game, having to start three freshmen, and then eventually you had five on the floor, including one player who was in high school like 2 months ago. So how was that for you, just to kind of watch how they all handle that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, yeah, that was the last time, wasn't it? 1998. Yeah, it was. Well, that's a long time ago. Yeah, I did look out there at one point. There was 4 freshmen and 1 high school kid. And, so when the season started, 4 kids were freshmen, 1 kid was in high school. And now all 5 of them are here at UConn, and they were all playing at the same time. And, they looked like they knew what they were doing. And Paige looked like their ringleader. And they seemed to have a little bit of fun out there and played some really, really good minutes. Let's just hope we can keep building on that,
Pat Eaton, Rob?
Hey, Geno. I believe this is the most points by a freshman since Tina had 34 in 2007. Did you say anything to Paige? Obviously, you wanted her to shoot more. Did you say anything with Kristen out, especially to her, or is she just taking that to heart?
Well, before the game, I did say that, she was going to have to take advantage of, or create more and take advantage of more opportunities, that she was going to have to do more of that. And she has already been doing that the last couple of games, which has been really, really good. And today, obviously circumstances being what they were, I wanted her to, add to that, whatever she had planned on doing, to do a little bit more. And then I told her after the game that Magic Johnson could make that 3/4 court bounce pass for a layup. And after tonight, he's still the only one that I know that could make it. So, I mean, she is what she is, and she said it slipped. It slipped. No, it slipped my mind. I should have taken her out 5 minutes before that. Saved her the embarrassment.
John, you want to go ahead?
Coach, congrats on the win. As you bring your team out to Milwaukee, get prepared for Marquette, any fond memories of traveling to Milwaukee in the past? Since it's been quite some time, you come out to the Midwest in the cold here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a bad trip out there. Let's put it that way. We've had great success out there, both in the regular season playing Marquette and in the NCAA tournament. We've had success out there. And some of my greatest successes have been in the great restaurants that you guys have up there. I enjoy the city. I've been there in the summertime and it's great. I've been there in the wintertime and it's great. Marquette always has a good team, including this year, obviously. I don't know what the fan situation is. I don't know if they're allowing fans in the games or not.
Yeah, no fans right now.
No fans. That's disappointing because the fan base there, especially where the students sit, down there by the visiting team's bench, they're the best. I love those guys. I especially love them because a bunch of them graduated, so now I don't have to listen to their nonsense anymore. Although it was only 7 years ago, so some of them could still be there, when I get up there this weekend. But they have a great arena, great tradition. I mean, there aren't very many places in America where you're going to go where they appreciate college basketball more than they do at Marquette. So I'm really looking forward to this trip.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Charlotte?
Hi, Geno. Just to go back to Paige a little bit in her in attack mode, has she done anything different since that Tennessee game when she injured herself a little bit with the 3 straight 20-point games, or has it just been the general progression of a freshman?
I don't know. I mean, I think sometimes when you're a freshman, you psych yourself up for a big game on the road, and then a couple of shots don't go in early, and you put a little more pressure on yourself to make a bunch, and then it just kind of gets away from you a little. And I think she was disappointed for the Tennessee game that she waited so long in the game to get going, and she mentioned the same thing in the Arkansas game, that she waited too long for her to really go and not wait for the game to come to her, but go after the game as opposed to wait. And since then, I think she's been much more take advantage. That's the best way I can say it, is take advantage of the advantages that are out there. Don't pass any of them by. She still does. I mean, she'll come off and she knows this kid's supposed to roll. And this kid doesn't roll, and it really bothers her. So she misses an opportunity to shoot it because she's looking for that. And I think as that starts to work itself out, it'll look even better. But the way Paige likes to play is the way she's playing right now. You saw the pass to Aaliyah. Nobody saw that coming. It was just an incredible, find by a kid who just sees things that other kids don't see.
We'll go to John.
Coach, as of two Philly guys talking right here, Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. I know you're very familiar with all your sports. What is it like seeing a former Eagles coach go and try to go back to back in the national championship game in the Super Bowl on Sunday?
What part of Philly are you from?
I'm from South Philly.
What high school?
I went to St. Joe's Prep.
Really? You're one of those prep guys, huh?
Yeah.
God almighty. Well, I'm glad to see that they still get kids from Philadelphia. I know on their basketball team, most of their guys come from Jersey, California, Hawaii, wherever the hell they come from at the prep. Is Speedy Morris is still the coach, is he?
No, he retired last year.
Did he? You know, my daughter sent me a paper that my grandson had to write for school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was addressed to me, but it was for school. And it was yesterday. And it said, "Dear Pops, why? He must have wrote why 7 times. Did the Eagles get rid of Andy Reid?" Now he's 7 years old. And he's beside himself that the Eagles got rid of Andy Reid. And he wanted to know from me why. Why? Because he's the best coach of all time. Now get that. Andy Reid is the best coach of all time, according to my grandson. And the Eagles are terrible. And now that the Eagles need a coach, the Chiefs have to fire Andy Reid so he can go back to coach the Eagles where he belongs, because right now the Eagles need him more than the Chiefs need him. So that's what my family thinks of Andy Reid, spoken from my grandson's mouth. I won't tell you some of the stuff he wrote in there because it's nonsensical, but that was the gist of the conversation. But you know what? A friend of ours, a UConn guy, is a defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo.
Mm-hmm.
And he spent a lot of time here at UConn. He spent a lot of time with Andy Reid in Philadelphia. And he spent a lot of time in New York with Tom Coughlin when they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl as their defensive coordinator. So yeah, we've got a rooting interest in our family in that game on Sunday. And that, took a long time, but people are starting to realize what a special coach Andy Reid is.
If I could real quickly, what is Speedy Morris like to you as a friend, somebody as a basketball icon? What is he as a basketball person?
Well, when he was coaching at Roman Catholic and I was playing at Bishop Kenrick, that was the epitome of high school basketball at the time. When you played at Roman Catholic, you knew that you were playing the toughest team in the Philadelphia area, coached by the best coach in the league, flat out. And, they had the gym on the 3rd floor there, overlooking Broad Street, and windows open. And, Speedy would be in various stages of undress, and he threw his sport coat out the window one time on the Broad Street. He just is an icon in the coaching world across the country. And one of my greatest thrills was when I was Phil Martelli's assistant at Kenrick, and we went at Roman and we won that game at Roman. And I thought there can never be a greater win for a coach than to win at Roman Catholic, coached by Speedy Morris. And so for me to play when he was coaching, and then for me to actually be on the sideline, and then, to watch him coach at at LaSalle, to coach the women, there aren't a whole lot of people he hasn't touched during an amazing career.